Hi, everyone. So I thought today I would do a spread to address some of our struggles when it comes to our love relationships. It feels like that's a common interest among a lot of my viewers. And I would like to see if we can figure out what some of our wounds are when it comes to love and how we can release those and what we can heal and what our past romances look like versus our current romances. So I'd like to start out just by getting some energies in these different areas of your life. And we're going to look at 6 different things. We're going to look at your past approach to love and the wounds that are stopping you from loving, what your current romantic situation looks like, what your challenges are in love, and then some advice on how you can heal and release some of these old patterns. So we're starting with not enough, healing heart, teddy bear, karmic relationship, sunglasses, and finally, twin flames. All right, let's get some tarot so we can get more of these energies that are trying to come through to help us understand our struggles when it comes to our love relationships. So we have 4 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, and 7 of Pentacles. And then finally, let's get some big picture oracle cards just to help us get as many details and energies as we can. And then we're going to read, hopefully, this whole thing as a whole storyline. So there's the mice, the lily, the pig, the broom, the tree, and the woman. So first of all, I'm seeing under the deck, all 3 decks. I'm seeing the 2 of Wands. This is you. This card represents you. And I'm seeing seduction. So it feels like with this 2 of Wands and seduction, it feels like you perhaps are someone who really can fall for someone pretty easily, or perhaps get wrapped up in someone's energy very easily, probably because you are very open in your heart chakra and because you have done a lot of the healing. You're generally a trusting person because you are a trustworthy person. So I'm getting this right away, that you can be pulled down a road easily with someone. And that may be part of what gets you into these struggles. But I don't want to jump too far ahead. I want to take this one step at a time. So it looks to me, because with your past approach to love, we're getting both not enough and the mice card. And the mice card is a card of depletion of something. So I feel like you were in some kind of a lack mentality in the past, that you were lacking the confidence that you needed to show up in relationships, or perhaps even really allowing people to maybe take advantage of you and maybe not really understand what you were offering them. But it could be because you were keeping yourself so small in the past that you weren't offering a lot of yourself up to this person. Like, you could have been swayed to go into a relationship with them, but once you were there, you just didn't feel the courage to, you didn't feel the confidence to really step up to the relationship. But then I see in this next position, whatever the wounds were that you had, you have already done a lot of the heart healing. And I'd said that it looks like you're someone whose heart is open. You've done a lot of your wounds are healed, and you're really kind of looking at love differently. And this 8 of Pentacles and the Lily card supports that you're very aware of your wounds, and you're certainly addressing them, because this 8 of Pentacles is showing me that you have done a lot of spiritual work in healing the wounds in your heart from whatever it was that made you feel like you were not enough, or whatever it is that you felt you were lacking. You weren't actually lacking, but you felt that you were lacking and you were in a lack mentality. This tells me that you're aware of that and you're very much so working on it. And with the lilies, you're using your spiritual wisdom to help you work through it, that you're really using your intuition and knowing, hey, wait a minute, I am enough. So why don't I work on my healing? Why don't I work on my wounds? So it looks like your current romantic situation looks to be in pretty good shape. So if you are interested in someone, if there is someone in your life, this looks like this is someone who has really helped you to escape some of this old way of thinking, some of this old feeling of not being enough. And if there isn't someone in your life currently, this is telling me that you are ready for someone to come into your life. And with this pig card falling here, the pig card is an abundance of something. So this is your ability to love. It's your ability to give love, and your ability to receive love is coming in abundance. So it does feel like you're ready. If you have someone, you're probably on the right track, even if it feels like you're not on the right track, because I do see the twin flames card coming in here at the end, which can sometimes be more patience is required. Let me put it that way, if you are dealing with a twin flame. But in this case, it looks like you're on the right track. The Six of Swords is a card of escape. And you're escaping this lack mentality and you're headed towards your abundance, which is this pig. And I'm talking about an abundance of love. And with teddy bear falling here too, and this says blooming romance, want to date. This tells me you're ready. You've done the healing. I can see it. I see it here that you've done the healing and you're really ready to start receiving your love. Or perhaps if you are in a relationship, perhaps that relationship is taking a huge turn for the better. Because it does seem like your challenges with love, and this to me is so clear because the broom card can certainly be a card of karmic loops. The broom card is the thing you do day after day after day after day, and it's like these endless types of chores and endless types of patterns. And that's exactly what the karmic relationship is. This is something that you're stuck in a loop with someone, but you can't get out of it. You can't let them go, even though it's full of turmoil. You still can't let this person go. So I'm not surprised to see the broom come in with that, because these are essentially the same energy. Then we have the Six of Pentacles, which tells me that there has not been, generally your challenge in love is an uneven exchange. So you perhaps are giving way more to the relationship than what you are getting out of the relationship. And that to me feels like it was your karmic lesson. That to me feels like what you were meant to learn in these challenging love situations was to know your worth, know that you are enough. You've done the healing. So now it's important for you to not just take this Two of Wands pathway because it looks pretty, because this person looks good to you. Don't be tempted by this person. To really analyze the situation first and make sure that you are not pouring way too much in just because you want to keep that person in your energy. Make sure that that person is pouring back into you too. And that's the challenge. That's how you can get out of these karmic loops that you are potentially in. So then the advice that we asked for was, how can you heal and how can you release these old patterns? We can see the patterns and we can see that you've already done some healing. So as far as your healing goes, we got the card of sunglasses, and this can sometimes be a dark card, but it's certainly not in this case because we're asking for advice. The key words here are watching, looking, perception. And that is what your ancestors are trying to tell you, because this tree card is your card of your ancestors and your spiritual wisdom, which we knew here. You're already using your spiritual wisdom to help you get through this healing. But right now your ancestors are saying, just watch the new people who come into your life closely. Make sure that they are reciprocating the energy, because that's the way out of these patterns. And I think if you can do that, or if you are already in a relationship, same idea. Watch, pay attention to the details with this person. Are they reciprocating back into you what you were giving to them? Are you perceiving it correctly? Are you still in a lack mentality that maybe this person is pouring into you, but you don't feel like they are? So there's a lot of situations here. There's a lot of evidence here for me saying that it's important for you to really pay attention to the details, because that's how you're going to have success with this Four of Wands. You've done a lot more healing than you might think. The Four of Wands is about reaching milestones and celebrating those milestones. You have still a long way to go because it's still only a 4, but it's a time to pause and celebrate the work that you have already done. And that's, I believe, what your ancestors are saying, to really stop and perceive the relationship you're already in, if you are, and understand that perhaps this person could be pouring into you even when you don't recognize it, but also to understand the how much healing you have already done. You came from this not enough energy, and you're now in a teddy bear energy. So you've already done a lot of healing, and that right there is your Four of Wands. That right there is your cause to celebrate. And then finally, the last bit of advice that's coming through, how can you release old patterns? So if you are dealing with a twin flame, it looks like perhaps you are, or at least a high-level soulmate type of energy, someone who really compliments you, someone who really triggers you, perhaps someone who brings out the shadow side of you, because that's what we do when we're in these soul contract types of relationships. Regardless of what you call it, they're all the same thing. They're soul contracts. And there is a person showing up here. So there's definitely a person in your energy. And again, this could be the person you had a lack mentality with. This could be the person you're currently in a situation with, if you are. But this is really saying with the Seven of Pentacles that when you get into these high-level soul contracts, which many of you who watch me are, there's a need with the Seven of Pentacles to be extremely patient, because your patience is what is required in these soul contracts. If they were easy, then we would fly through these soul contracts like it was nothing. They're supposed to be hard. The conflict is vital to these contracts, to these relationships, and that then there is a need for you to be patient. And that may help to release you from some of these karmic cycles, is just being patient with your person when they do trigger you. And I just saw 12:34 on my timer as I said that. But when they do trigger you, to use that as an opportunity to heal the wound that they just exposed for you. They're showing you where the wounds are when they trigger you. And it's important for you to understand that and to work with those energies, rather than just cast all the blame onto your person, if you are, and then ending up in a karmic loop again. So hopefully this was resonant with a lot of you. And please let me know how it was, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.